From the UFC president finally greenlighting the fight, to fans criticizing his decision for accepting it in the first place, Dana White has finally confirmed the bout between Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk. I can't believe I live in an era where two of the biggest tech CEOs are going head-to-head with each other. And now that UFC president Dana White has confirmed it's actually happening, everyone's buzzing to see what'll happen next. Will Mark ruin Musk's face? Or will Elon jab him straight into outer space? The anticipation is real, and things only will get wilder when they meet. According to White, it was Mark who hit him up first about the bout and asked if Musk was serious. Dana immediately rang up Elon, who said that he was dead serious about the fight. White spent close to an hour on call with the billionaires going over the deets of the fight. The final verdict? Both of them were dead set on throwing hands. Can you imagine that? It'll be like the ultimate Silicon Valley smackdown. Just thinking about them entering the cage ready to throw punches is enough to get anyone excited. But honestly, no one is actually taking this fight seriously, except for Uncle Dana, who's been calling it the biggest fight since McGregor versus Mayweather. Now that's a pretty big claim, but Dana is sure that this fight will rake in at least $1 billion in total revenue. How much of that is true? Only time will tell. And to put it into perspective, McGregor versus Mayweather generated around $600 million. This just goes to show you how much the UFC president believes in this fight. But the real question is, how did things even get this far? Well, it all started when Meta revealed they're developing a friendly Twitter competitor. But Musk being Musk had to comment on the news. He cranked up the sarcasm to the max and said that Earth can't wait to exclusively be under Mark's reign, with no other options available. Only then would it be sane. Yikes. Musk had no idea what he was getting himself into, until a Twitter user warned the Tesla owner to be careful of what he says, as Zuckerberg has been packing a whole lot of experience in jiu-jitsu. But Elon wasn't about to back down now, the man replied, saying that even if Mark wants a cage fight, then he's down for it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where this ridiculousness started. Since Zuckerberg isn't one to back down from anything either, he asked Musk to send him the location and promised he'll be there. This is when stuff really started hitting the fan, because when Elon saw Mark's reply, he said it's on for real now, and even went as far as to say that the location would be the Vegas Octagon. And the guy even revealed his finishing move, the Walrus, which is basically him lying on top of his opponent and doing nothing. Given Elon's weight advantage, this could really be the showstopper. On the other hand, Mark won silver and gold in his first ever jiu-jitsu competition, so he's not going to let Musk squish him that easily. Now the ball is in anyone's park. Let's see who can really brawl. Now you might think this situation escalated quickly, but those who've been keeping up with the drama know that this was a long time coming. This feud between the two tech CEOs has been going on for 6 years. And for 6 whole years, we've been seeing them take jabs at each other. It all started when one of SpaceX's rockets accidentally exploded and destroyed a Facebook satellite back in 2016. Mark commented on the situation, saying that he was incredibly disappointed about SpaceX's failure. Which is understandable, because that satellite was part of Facebook's Internet.org project to provide internet services to the developing world. And it would have also been the company's first satellite in orbit. But Musk didn't care, and wasted no time in taking a jab at the Meta CEO when Facebook got involved in the Cambridge Analytica scandal. Replying to WhatsApp's co-founder Brian Acton's tweet, "Is it time to #delete Facebook?" Musk said, "What's Facebook?" Everybody and their mother knew he was playing, but he took it one step further by deleting all of his company's pages on the platform, and said that Facebook just gives him the willies now. Ouch. I can't imagine the amount of backlash Mark would have gotten after that, and how much he must have been pissed. But since then, the two have gone at it with each other, from Elon criticizing Facebook's data-sharing policies to spy on people, to Zuck saying that Musk needs to stop his doomsday theories about artificial intelligence. It's been a wild ride that'll finally end up in the Octagon of all places. But the billion-dollar question is, who will win? Now, Elon doesn't only have the weight advantage, he takes the cake in height also, measuring in at 6 foot, even while Mark comes up short at 5'8". And according to computer scientist Lex Fridman, who has trained with both tech CEOs, said Musk has an incredible amount of strength, power, and skill on the ground, as well as on his feet, meaning one powerful kick will have Zuckerberg flying across the cage into the net. But while Elon is packing weight and some muscle, Mark's a more experienced martial artist than him. And if that's not enough to convince Musk that he's way in over his head, then maybe he should go watch Zuckerberg's training sesh with UFC's The Great, aka Alexander Volkanovski. The guy's the current featherweight champion, for crying out loud. Imagine the kind of moves he might have taught the Meta CEO. Aside from that, Mark might be small and light, but these qualities add to his technical and aerobatic abilities, which might end up being too much for the Tesla boss to handle. I mean, Musk's someone whose ideal breakfast is a bowl of ice cream and some biscuits with a side of donuts. So what in the world is he thinking? Because honestly, it'll be like seeing a praying mantis going up against a panda. No offense. But like I said before, both of them have very different advantages and disadvantages. So it's difficult to be certain who will actually win this bout. But one thing's for sure, this fight is going to go down as the most ridiculous, but also the most highly anticipated fight in MMA history. I mean, everyone's talking about it. Former UFC star Chael Sonnen also shared his opinion on the whole thing. You see, White received a ton of backlash after he greenlit the fight, but Sonnen was quick to come to his defense, saying that he supports the president's decision, and he's confident that this event will generate an insane amount of revenue. Sonnen predicted that if this fight goes through, it could rake in $25 million in just pay-per-views alone. He added that Mark and Elon could have easily done this anywhere, and easily streamed it on their own social media platforms. But the fact that they approached Dana is huge. And the president's acceptance to host the event is even bigger, because let's face it, only a fool would turn down something like this. Now, the UFC president was highly criticized for arranging this match, because he said time and time again that he doesn't do gimmick fights. But Sonnen said that White should be given a pass for it, because at the end of the day, this fight is hella fun and silly. Plus, the UFC needs to have something like this happen every 10 years, just to keep things interesting, you know? The fans, on the other hand, though, are far from convinced. Most of them believe that Chael is reaching out there. Like, they understand that the event will be big, but 25 million pay-per-view? That's a little too much. Another took a personal jab at the fighter, saying they stopped believing him the minute they realized he was just Dana's mouthpiece. Ouch! Can you blame them, though? His comments nowhere near sound unbiased. It was just one praise after another. Some fans had zero faith in the fight and predicted that it wouldn't even rake up anything beyond $1 million. But other UFC followers poked fun at the whole situation, saying Dana should throw in Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos in the mix too, each against the rest, with a $1 billion stake. Now that would crank the excitement to the max, not gonna lie. But that's not all. Some fans even commented on Lex Fridman's photo of his fight sesh with Elon and said that, before seeing the picture, they were sure Mark has the upper hand, but now it looks like Elon will finish off Zuckerberg the minute he enters the cage. So there you have it, folks, from fans criticizing his decision for accepting it in the first place to the UFC president finally greenlighting the fight. Dana White has finally confirmed the bout between Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk.